Hello from London, and if you're new here, welcome to the channel. I'm Dr. Gareth Hopkins. Here we talk about language learning from many angles. My own vlogs and language learning projects, interviews with inspiring language learners, and reviews of products and a bit of vlogging. And it's a product review that I've got for you today, actually. If you're a regular on the channel, you may have seen my interview with my old friend Chris the Dane Broholm from
for me
Actual
anyway, one of the
Fluency.
reasons that
That
I
was the
didn't
last
do a
video
lot
I put up here actually a few days ago, and I'm partnering with Chris in the launch of his new bite-sized language courses. There are 5 of them. They're for beginners or near beginners at least in French, German, Russian, Spanish, or Italian, or actually maybe all 5 of those languages, because to celebrate the launch for the first week, he's offering all 5 courses for the price of one. What I thought I'd do today then was just have a quick look inside the German course. All the courses follow the same structure and cover the same topics, actually, to give you a sense of what it is that's on offer that I'm partnering with Chris for, and what you could grab if it suits you this week. So let's have a look inside. Okay, so I'm in the course area. I've already got access to all 5 of the bite-sized language courses here. So let's click into German and have a look. Yeah, so basically it's a very clean layout. There's actually an app as well, so that you can access the course on your mobile phone. The content's the same, but the layout is slightly different. It's very clean. What you have is, first of all, an introductory section, how to use the course. That's a quick welcome video from Chris. And there he's in all his glory. And then you can navigate along the side here. I'll go back to the initial page. There's a support and feedback page there. You click on that, it just gives you a link through to his support. There's the app there. And oh, there's a bonus, leave a review and get a free habit course available. And then we kick into the 100 lessons, and here they all are, just simply listed in order. Each one has a different topic, and they are small familiar scenarios that you might need as a beginner. So there are things like initially, wie geht's dir? How are you? This lesson 2 is wer ist das? Who is that? Treffen, meeting up, lesson 3, and so on. And on it goes through the courses, vielleicht später, weißt du, do you know, im Café, a cafe, endlich Frühstück, finally breakfast, and so on, through to into the 40s here. Ein toller Tag, a great day, Schlafenszeit, time for bed, so on, so daily routines. Then we've got 53, ich muss einkaufen gehen, I need to go shopping. Ich muss etwas Geld leihen, so I need some money. Ich muss Geld wechseln, I need to change money, and so on. 61 to 70, hör auf damit, stop what you're doing. Kannst du mir helfen? Lassen uns meine Familie besuchen, let's visit my family. So various travel scenarios maybe there. And on we go through 89, 80s, and 90s to the end of the course. Ich kann es nicht glauben, that's the final lesson, lesson 100. I can't believe it. So let's have a look inside there, and I think we might as well start with lesson 1. So wie geht's dir? We'll click on that. These are very much audio-focused courses, so it's for developing your listening skills first and foremost. Central in each lesson is the short MP3 audio. On average, it's only about 30 seconds long. It's a man and a woman, native speakers for each of the 5 languages, in conversational exchange, exactly the type of realistic dialogue that you need, first of all, when you're learning the language. Let's have a bit of a listen.
Hallo,
Hi,
wie geht es dir?
mir geht es gut. Danke.
Hast du heute Pläne?
Ja, ich werde einige Freunde treffen.
Kann ich auch mitkommen?
Das wäre toll.
Okay, so I'm going to stop it there. What you have then underneath is the transcript, just in German. Hallo, hi, wie geht's dir? And so on. So the man and the woman alternating. Then there are some grammar notes. These are very brief, very light touch, and all the explanations are based on what you've just had in the transcript. So it's not really systematic. It's pulling out particularly places where German and English, or Spanish and English, Russian and English contrast with each other. That's the approach that Chris and the people, the native teachers he's developed these courses with, have taken. You get then a vocabulary list, which is individual vocabulary items and then chunks of language as well. Wie geht's dir? Mir geht's gut, and so on. And then you get a translation, first of all into idiomatic English, and then actually just into literal English, word for word. So instead of saying, how are you, natural English, line 3, we've got here, how goes it you? Me goes it good, thanks. These are literal translations from the German, but they help you to see how the Germans think, how the German language works. And it's these contrasts that Chris has used to pull out items which then get the grammatical treatment higher up in the grammar section. And then at the end, you've got short cultural notes to each lesson. We'll have a look at the cultural notes in another lesson. So that's what we've got. Let's skip ahead then to a different lesson. I don't know, die Rechnung bezahlen. Okay, it's in a restaurant, I guess, lesson 27. And here we go again.
Kann ich zahlen, bitte?
Natürlich. Bitte sehr.
Wie viel bin ich Ihnen schuldig? 11 Euro?
11 Euro? Nein, nicht 11 Euro.
There we go. You know, in German, the numbers are back to front. So, 67 is 67, not 76. I always find that really confusing when you're in restaurants. I've made mistakes in the past when I've tipped the wrong amount. I've tried to round up the bill and ended up giving a lot more, extremely appearing more generous than I wanted to be. So there we are. This is a scenario in a restaurant then, but we've got here these grammar notes. German restaurants, customers always ask for the bill like this, die Rechnung bitte. Okay, they don't bring the bill without a request. Okay. In order to ask how much you need to pay, you can also say, wie viel schulde ich Ihnen? Okay. Okay, they're more practical things actually rather than cultural items in this section. Let's look at another lesson. But let's see what we've got. Lesson, I don't know. Let's go in finally to Besuch uns mal, come and visit us, lesson 85. So again, the same layout, the downloadable audio at the top. You've got your transcript again, some grammar notes. You're getting familiar with this now. Vocab, the 2 translations, idiomatic into English and literal. And cultural notes, Heimat, love for homeland. Heimat is the German word for homeland. And it's a very important concept in Germany, just as it is in some other European countries and the United States. And it explains then that it's not the whole country, but the area where somebody was born and raised, and how particularly the older generations of Germans are perhaps more rooted in their Heimat than in some other more mobile societies than people might be. I think, you know, looking through these cultural notes, some of them are a bit stereotypical, but others could really actually save you faux pas when you're in the country. Now, how would I work with these materials? One reason I've partnered with Chris on these courses is because the approach he takes is really remarkably similar to what I do in my intermediate German course. That's to say, he's taking sound seriously and putting sound centrally in the course. And then he's giving you transcripts, parallel translations, and some light vocab and grammar explanation, but working from the sound, from real conversations to a deeper understanding. And that really parallels the sort of approach that I've, as I say, used in my course, but also that I like to use myself as a learner. The beauty of this course is that it's really bite-sized extracts. So with each audio recording being, as I say, about 30 seconds, you could just listen to them as you're jogging through the park, which is what I did using the app when I was first testing the courses, deciding whether I wanted to partner on them or not. But you
Nächste
could also
Woche
work in a more
findet ein
interactive way,
Musikfestival
which is
statt.
what I encourage students on my course to do. What might you do then with this audio clip? What I would do, I think, would be to listen through first a couple of times, and then I would do a dictation exercise, maybe stopping after each short phrase, writing down what I hear. You could do that quite quickly because these clips are so short. And then there'll be gaps in what I understand, and I would start to think about why those gaps are there. Is it to do with how words are connected together, the rhythms of phrases, connected speech, where words are mushed together, syllables dropped, that sort of thing? Is it that there are gaps in my vocab, or there's something in the grammar that I don't understand? Well, I would already be going to the transcript inquisitive with gaps to try and fill them in, and then I would be going with specific questions to the short vocab list and a very short grammar explanation. And that would be a way, I think, of really priming myself ready to take in the explanations in a more receptive way. So that's one way I think you could work with this audio. What you could also do, though, when you've got the transcripts, is translate from the German into English, and then maybe taking advantage of spaced recall, trying to do the same back into German a few days later. Something else you might do. What you could also do would be to work with flashcards and put each individual phrase onto a flashcard on one side, whether it's a paper flashcard or a program like Anki, an app flashcard, and then test yourself by going, I would suggest, from the English into the German, because it's harder that way. You're going to retain the information better. Again, at intervals, spaced testing as a way to get this vocabulary into your long-term memory. So those are some ideas: dictation, translation, both ways actually, or flashcarding, that you could use to really squeeze an awful lot out of this course. They're methods I really like to use myself as a language learner. But as I say, I think you could just listen over and over again to the 100 short dialogues in this course over a period of a few weeks, and go back to them again, dipping in and out of the explanations and the notes as much as you want to. I'd say use the course when you've already done a few chapters of an introductory course, a book like Teach Yourself, or colloquial, in the colloquial series, for example, or another online course. So you've got a bit of orientation. You could come at it completely cold, but it's quite a good idea, I think, to have a second course to reinforce what you're learning. It's what I'm doing with Japanese. I've actually got 3 courses running in parallel. You've got to be careful not to have too many materials, but this could be a useful secondary supplementary source, I think, for you if you want to work on those listening skills. Listening is really important because, you know, not only do you want to listen to interesting things when you're watching video, listening to radio and music, but also, of course, it's half of the conversation. You can't really speak unless you understand what the other person is saying to you. So that then is a quick look inside Bite-Size Languages, the German example. Now, Chris has got a special offer to celebrate the first week of the launch. It's a bundle of 5 courses for the price of 1. So there's nothing to lose if you're studying one of these languages and you think, actually, I might want to move on to Italian a bit later on. I think it's a good offer. I don't think it's going to be repeated. It really is a launch celebration. So if you think this might be something for you, head over to the information and enrollment page, and I'll put my link, my partnership link, underneath this video so you can click through that way. If you've got questions, then you find a lot of answers on that page, or you can drop a question to me underneath in the information box, the discussion box, the comments box here on YouTube. You'll have lifetime access to the courses, and there's also a 14-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee from Chris. So if for some reason you decide you don't like the course, it's actually risk-free. But as I say, I think there's an awful lot you could get out of these courses if you're going to use them in a rather more interactive way, or if you just want some additional listening practice. So that's why I think these courses are worth looking at. And let me know if you do go with these courses, how you find them. Coming up next on the channel, there'll be another vlog. I'll be back in the park with some more low-key observations on life in lockdown London. But that's it for today. Chris's offer is on until the end of this week, until the end of Friday. Head over if you're interested in that. If not, see you soon again on the channel, I hope. As always, don't forget to subscribe for The Vibe if you haven't done already. Think about a thumbs up, tickle that bell, and share the affair. See you soon. Auf Wiedersehen.